Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel that includes my voice. I know, it's been a while, but in this video I'm going to list and rate every single game that I've played throughout 2022, and rate them between 1 and 10 and give a reason to why I gave the game that rating. A few things to point out before we get started. I haven't included things like the new Fortnite season, the new Siege season, or the new Rocket League seasons because, well, they're the same game. So there won't be games like that, or even like the new Minecraft update. Even though I have played it and it's a good update, but you know what I mean. Oh, and one last thing before we get started. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're new and you want to see more content on my channel, because that'd be appreciated. So, let's get into the video and rate the first game I played this year. And by the way, all these games are in order of how I played them. So the first game that I played this year was Octodad Deadliest Catch. Now, this was on the PS5, and I gave it a 6 out of 10. Now the reason being is because I liked the storyline. It was a fun storyline, but it's just the gameplay was just difficult and AIDS to play. Like, I know that's the point of it, but still, like, it just did my head in to play it. But I mean, I'm not gonna like say anything bad about it. It was a good game. And by the way, all the games will be playing in the background, and as soon as I finish talking, I'm let the games run for a bit so you guys can see what the game looks like. So here's Octodad.
I'm going to expose corruption in the fishing industry, and I know just the quickest to the board. That never stopped me before. My typewriter is out of ink. We've got more somewhere, right?
The next game is Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered for the PS5. Now, I'm recording this these first half of the games in July of 2022, so maybe after July there's a game that I think is better than some of these games, but at the moment this game and a different game are tied for my favourite games of the year so far. I gave it a 9 out of 10. The reason why is because the only reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is because of the Hammerhead base fights in the DLC, because they were difficult. Other than that, fun game, amazing game, good story, especially with the Dr. Octopus, or Dr. Octavian, I don't know what you call him, especially coming from a guy that's never watched a Spider-Man movie except for Into the Spider-Verse. You know, that shows my knowledge of Spider-Man. I liked it.
This ain't a fair fight!
Huh. Fisk did keep these wannabe pushers in check. Wait, what's that feeling? Do I... Mid?
The next game is probably my least favourite game of the year. It's FIFA 22. Now, coming from a person who's literally played every FIFA since FIFA 15, this is the worst FIFA since FIFA 19, or FIFA 18. One of them was the shit one, was one of them. This game is dodgy. The gameplay is literally exactly the same. I gave it a 5.5 out of 10 on both the Xbox and the PS5. The only difference is that career mode's more fun. And they've changed a lot in career mode, which is good because I'm a career mode player. But Ultimate Team is boring. Online, when you play Ultimate Team, it's just AIDS. And then I even took a 4 or 5 month break from the game. That's how bad it is. I've not played the game properly since probably February of this year. Maybe March. Yeah. And I don't even know if there's going to be a FIFA next year, or if it's just going to be EA Sports FC, but yeah, it's just, don't buy it. Just don't. The next game is the other game up to about July of this year that I've rated 9 out of 10 and tied with the other Spider-Man game. It's Miles Morales, the other Spider-Man game. for the PS5. I think I prefer the first one, but this game's amazing. From the storyline to the gameplay. The only problem is that I finished it in a day, which I know is not the game's fault, but I felt it was a bit short, whereas the other Spider-Man game took me about a week to finish, whereas Miles Morales took me a day. Maybe because I was only playing that for about 10 hours, but still. 100% of that game, 100% of the Spider-Man game as well. And it took me one day to 100% it, but great game, but I do prefer the first one. The next game I played was Detroit Become Human. Oh my god, what a game. I went into this game with low expectations, you know, kind of thinking of Minecraft story mode, which, by the way, was a good game, but for the PS5 I gave it an 8 out of 10. This game was fun. This game was so fun, and it's just like Minecraft story mode, the decisions matter. With what you do. I mean, the only problem I had with it is that to 100% it would probably take me about a month, but at the same time that's not the game's fault, it's my fault. But it's just amazing. The game's amazing. Play it if you have the time. Trust me, it is an amazing game. Play it.
Then talk to me. I can't. You leave me no choice.
Piece of shit. I'll teach you to look me in the eye.
I accessed its memory. I know what happened.
The next game is Astro's Playroom. Now, as an Xbox player, getting a PS5 this year, and being an Xbox player since I was probably about 4 or 5, playing this game and basically learning about the history of PlayStation, you know, it was a fun game. You know, it highlights every single stage of the PlayStation, from PS1 to PS4 to even PS5, with little Easter eggs of PlayStation exclusives like Spider-Man and Horizon. And it was just fun to play. I gave the rating an 8.5 out of 10 for the PS5, and yeah, if you get a PS5, it's probably the first game you should play, as it's usually the first game that gets downloaded anyway on your PS5, but still, if you have the chance to play this game, it's really good. These next 3 games I don't have much, if not any, clips for, so I'm going to try to speed through them. First game is Madden 22 for the PS5, gave it a game rating of 7 out of 10. The reason is because the next gen gameplay has definitely improved since Madden 21. Because if you remember, Madden 21's gameplay for the next gen was basically unplayable. And just the game's all around better. besides a couple things in franchise where I don't like the new scouting system. I wish they had a system where you could pick simple or advanced scouting. But other than that, it's a good game. Other than that, the servers are always broken, which is typical for an EA game, but for some reason it's worse this year than it ever has been. But yeah, good game though. The next game is Nintendo Switch Sports for the Nintendo Switch. I gave it a rating of 8 out of 10 because it is a good reminder of how good Nintendo can make sports games, and you know, it's definitely not as good as the original Wii Sports, but nonetheless, it's a good fun game to play with your family, and a good fun game to play with your friends, challenge yourself even. But yeah, it's a good game. The next game is Pokemon Legends Arceus for the Nintendo Switch. I gave it a game rating of 8.5 out of 10. It's a fun game, cool storyline that I'm not used to. I'm not used to the storyline that's in the game. You're going to have to play it to find out about it. The bosses are challenging, with the 2-part bosses, where you can use the Pokemon or the bags. They're challenging, took me a couple of attempts, but were very fun to play. And I haven't played many Pokemon games in my life, so I can't say it's the best Pokemon game to ever exist, but it is definitely a really, really good Pokemon game that you should play. The next game is probably the game I was looking forward to most coming into this year. There's 2 games that I was looking forward to. It was this and Sonic Frontiers, which at the time of recording this isn't actually out yet, but will be later in the video mentioned. It's WWE 2K22 for the PS5. I give it a game rating 8 out of 10. It is a big step up from 2K22, which you honestly cannot get much worse than that game. And this game is very enjoyable, very fun to play, has a lot of replayability. Gameplay is new. It really suits new players as well with button mashing, because that's usually what people do. And yeah, I mean, there's still a few glitches, because I mean, every game has glitches. Like, at the time of recording this, it won't let me edit shows in a universe mode after I've edited a couple more shows. Like, I've imported a show and then imported more pay-per-views and stuff, and then it just shits itself. But I like how they actually care about the game. It feels like at the start of the game anyway, they released patches every week or 2, but now it looks like they're releasing monthly patches, which is good. But yeah, My Rise is fun. My Faction's really the only issue I have, because it's really confusing. You can't buy people off a marketplace. But yeah, no, good game. I really, really did enjoy it, playing it this year, so yeah.
Aggressive counter.
Enzuigiri finds its mark.
Oh, heel kick. Right on point.
Let him have this moment. He's earned it.
The superstar looking to put this thing away.
Rollins just a step too slow. Clothesline. Good Lord. So effective.
Here it comes.
Yeah, right to the rim. On that.
We've seen this win matches for Rollins.
The cover. An emphatic victory.
The next game is NBA 2K22, the next gen version for both Xbox Series X and PS5. I give it a game rating of 6.5 out of 10. Now, the reason is because it's not the best 2K game. I mean, I prefer 2K21 next gen to 2K22. And also, the next gen gameplay is hard on this game compared to the last one. To me anyway, but the career mode's fun. You know, the story's fun. And I like the new aspects of the fashion and the music parts to the park. And the My NBA game mode has been fixed in some ways, and it's been, you know, added in some ways, which is really good because I do like to play my league a lot. this next game is probably the most rage-inducing game that I've played all year up to this point. Fall Guys for the PS5. In June, the game became free, so that's how I got it. I rated it 7 out of 10. It's a great party game. It's a good party game, fun to play with your friends, but it's so rage-inducing for some of the levels because some people are just stupid. But it's not the game's fault, obviously, but still. Now, what I didn't realise in the making of this video is how long this video is actually going to be, so I'm going to split it up into parts. Probably 2 parts, maybe 3. But yeah, so if you enjoyed it, please leave it a like, it'd be appreciated, and subscribe to the channel if you're also new. And yeah, let me know what you guys rate some of these games if you played them, and if not, play the ones that I said you should, because trust me, you should. Alright, thank you for watching. Raiders out.